And can we verify we're getting good voiceover commentary out in the live stream? And can we verify we're getting good
There might be something outside your window, but you just never know. It could be something right past the turnpike gates, but you'll just never know. If my velocity starts to make you sweat, then just don't let go. And if the heaven ain't got a vacancy, then we just get up and go. Ladies and gentlemen, truth is now acceptable. Fame is now injectable. Process the progress. This core is critical. Faith is unavailable. Life become incredible. Now, please understand that I can't slow down. I won't be waiting for you. I can't stop now because I'm dancing. This planet's ours to defend. Ain't got no time to pretend. Don't around. This is a lens. My velocity starts to make you sweat. Then just don't let go.
All right, hey, welcome aboard, everybody, for the final episode of the Replication Anecdotes in this particular arc. Before we hit up the switcheroo, we are continuing with the single-player campaign in Gran Turismo 5. A game which I've actually been having quite a bit of fun with since returning to it when it first dropped. So I think part of the thing is, when this game first dropped on the PlayStation 3, it was already kind of starting off in a bad place with me because it had been 4 years since the launch of the PlayStation 3. It still didn't have a good racer on it. There had been all these half-behind releases of demos and whatnot that were something less than Gran Turismo. And finally, in 2010, the game itself was delivered. And so I was already a little bothered by how long it had taken to arrive, and how long I had owned my PlayStation 3 and not had a proper, fully formed, simulation style racing game on the platform. Okay, so one of the things that I always do is I always tend to have a target vehicle that I'm trying to obtain or something I'm trying to upgrade. So let's make that selection now. And this is to determine whether or not I am going to be primarily focused on doing upgrades to the vehicles I own, or if I'm going to be primarily focused about saving that money. Hey, what's going on, Boss Mom? Thanks so much for swinging by. Makes me quite happy. I'm sure you are up to your own gig tonight, so it means a lot for you to take time out of your own busy schedule to swing by and make sure I'm doing things right. All right, so I'm going to be focusing on trying to make enough money to buy this year Delta HF Integrale Evoluzione from Lancia. So how's your day been, Boss Mom? Did you have an evenly balanced day that was part you time, part being a mom? Or was it more being a mom and not much you time? I'm actually taking the night off to spend with family. I hope you enjoy your stream. Thanks so much. That means even more that you took time to do a little checkup on me before you got deep into family time. Or maybe you're wrapping family time up and you're stepping away to try and regain your own sanity. Either way, it always means a lot when you stop by. Like I said, I know that you don't have a lot of free time, so I appreciate any of it that gets expended in my direction. So did you game? Oh yeah, I had a great day. Andrew stayed home, so we spent all day together. It was wonderful. Very cool. Very cool. So did you guys get a chance to like go out into town and do anything? Any shopping or anything? Or just did stuff around the house? And I'm going to be trying to keep up with your comments in the chat, but racing games sometimes require a little bit of keeping my eyes on the road, so sometimes it takes me a while to get back. I apologize for that. So did any of your regular crew stream today? Have you had a chance to go check them out? Any of your regular Rainbow Six crew? So now we are cooking with gas. See what I did there? So I won this little saucy vehicle in a championship event last night. So even though it is a hard grind to make enough money to buy something like this, I'm now getting a chance to shortcut some of the progression model by virtue of having been handed over a fully race upgraded vehicle that has not only all the power that I need, but also all the handling upgrades as well. So I can suffer a little less in agony and try to pull all that together myself. Ooh, that's a barrier. I haven't. Andrew just got back home from the gym. I think I'm pretty much going to be, yeah, I'm smoking these guys now. So we're going to watch get it here on the straightaway. A movie. Good night. All right, Boss Mom. Have a good night. Enjoy your date night. Glad you guys got an opportunity to spend some couples time. Thanks for helping me through the rebranding earlier this week. And it was certainly a big help. Because I sat and agonized over making the final decision for about 6 hours straight. So I can't imagine how much time I would have spent if I didn't have you advising me along the way. I'd have probably been asleep over my laptop at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, having yet to make the call. Getting a little wide here. So I'm going to make all best efforts to make it to the midnight end time. It's indicated on my schedule, but man, I have not been getting much sleep since probably last Friday night. I definitely pushed it too hard, probably about 15 minutes too long onto the end of last night's live stream. as I was definitely a babbling fool by the end of it, talking complete gibberish. I did get a little 15-minute nap when I got home this afternoon, but it's much less than I had been targeting. So I don't know if I got enough gas in my tank to make it through till midnight. We'll see how the coffee does. The good thing tonight is that I got the coffee down here while it was still hot. The last few nights I've made the coffee early and then been down here doing pre-flight and setup, and then by the time I'm actually live, like, the coffee has already been lukewarm. So let's go ahead and start running down the tech that is in play. No, I always do that. That is in play to render the live stream tonight. It is down in my page panels. I still like to go over it, since that is just a bulleted list. So obviously I'm playing on the PlayStation 3. There's some pieces of equipment that I have in place to make that possible. We won't get into those on the live stream, but I have some things hooked up, and then that grabs the video signal out of the PlayStation 3 and passes it over to the capture card. The capture card is a Mirrorbox HSV 321, which is a USB 3.0 video game capture card that goes for $99 on Amazon, but it is frequently out of stock because they are so hugely popular. Up until recently, I have been referring to that capture card, or out of all the ones that I've tested, and I've tested a fair number. I would contend all of the major production ones that are available on the commercial market. Well, that snapped to the race very quickly. Up until this week, really, I've been often referring to the Mirrorbox HSV 321 as my most reliable capture card. It has pretty much every time just hooked up and been ready to go. There was never any custom drivers or anything proprietary that I've ever needed to install to get one going. So it's been a pretty absolutely wonderful card. But on this setup, this time, there were just a couple points where I would bring the system up, and for some reason the Mirrorbox would not be conveying image data to the streaming PC, and I don't really know why that was. It was passing the signal through to the television. I was able to see the game on the TV, but for some reason it was not passing the signal to OBS. So that required monkeying around, and that happened twice over the last 3 episodes. So, but if I put the dub in for this one, I won't really have to worry about that. But outside of those 2 incidents, it's been an incredibly reliable and remarkable capture card, and is one that I tend to reach for if I'm having technical problems with another card or with drivers or some crazy, cause. It is often the Mirrorbox that I'll reach for when I hit the point of, like, cutting bait and going, look, this thing has a problem. Eventually we'll come back around to fix it, but I'm not going to fix it right now. So it's hard for me, as I recently kind of racked and stacked all of my production equipment and kind of wrote it into a list as a hierarchy. It's a little tough looking at, well, let me walk that back from talking about that on stream. Um, so for a webcam, I'm using the Razer Kaio webcam, and what I've done since I'm playing in a position that is not directly in front of the streaming PC, uh, is connect to Kaio, but put it on a different clamp or stand than it's normally configured with. Man, I hope this coffee kicks in pretty soon. I may have to go get a second cup. Now this will knock down the front engine mounted front wheel drive category for me. Uh, So like I said, I'm using the Razer Kaio, but what I have is I have it mounted on my camera clamp, which is this big kind of Dorito chip bag looking thing, except it's metal and has a vice-like grip on the end of it. Not something you would want to get a finger or a toe caught in. But that allows me to mount the camera there and position it differently than I do most of my webcams, because it's much better than it would be if I had the webcam up on top of the TV, which is normally how I set up my webcams for PCs, but isn't necessarily the best aesthetic for me when I'm playing consoles. Lightweight K cup. Oh boy. So is it saying that I don't have any that can attend this event? Microcars. Japanese classics. Yeah, there's parts of this that I really don't understand. Like, I don't understand how I don't have any car that meets the parameters for that championship. Because I would think that I had something. So, if I haven't mentioned it before, I have horrible allergies. And one of the worst symptoms for me is that it causes my eyes to water almost constantly. So I apologize when it hits a point where I have to take a break to clear them out a little bit. So I can't get in a J class, and I felt that I had. Yeah, I wish. Oh well. Hey, hey, what's going on, hooligan man? How you doing? Happy Wednesday, brother. How's it going? Good, good. I'm fighting sleep, but other than that, it's fine. I've finally gotten into a live stream early enough that I've got a couple hours of gameplay ahead of me. Usually, I'm not live until 10:30, and then I'm pushing to get an hour and a half of gameplay in before I have to head to bed. So, how's your day been, man? Did you live stream today? I fight sleep often. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. It is particularly bad tonight. I was hoping to get nap in, have some significant time. I wound up only being like 15 minutes, so I'm feeling it a little now. This is weird. So this oh, that's not cool at all. Let's restart that mug. Yeah, I think this track flips me out because I need to look at what it's called. I'm expecting it. I mean, this is the track at Nurburgring, but I don't think this I don't think in this game this track is called Nurburgring. So every time I come to this, I'm like, oh yeah, no big deal. I don't even need to pay attention to. And I will say, if it's a non-souped up Veets, then I'm not really worried about. Ah, I just don't understand how these scrub guys are so fast when. I mean, this vehicle is pretty well souped up. I mean, it is pretty much everything it can be without short of taking it to the shop and having them actually do the upgrades. I can't believe this vehicle is out in front. This is like, I think that's like the replacement to the Toyota Echo. I think that's a Yaris. Yeah, I keep running my mouth and not paying attention every time I come out into that first big turn and don't pay attention to it until it's too late sometimes. Yeah, I played auto chess. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Was that a full like 2 to 4 hour block of time for that, or is that one of those games that you could only focus on for like a short period of time? So, wow, this is 3 laps and I have not completed one because this track is fairly long. Now I know the system says I know it says auto, but are you able to play against human opponents with that, or is that just strictly a you versus a computer AI? You got 3 to 4. You got 3 to 4 rounds in 2 hours. Okay, very cool. I can deal with putting it a little wide on the circle. Oh no, you do not. Yeah, you can deal with hitting the gravel in this game. Um, but sometimes there's some rubber banding that I don't always understand. see how Gran Turismo 5 handles it. It seems, upon, just getting here and being at the... I do not know what I'm babbling about. So Hooligan says, yes, human opponents on the Dota 2 game engine. Okay, very cool. So did you do well, or not? You rotate 8 opponents till one of you loses. Till only one remains. Gotcha. So it's kind of like last man standing. I'm pretty sure that I'm faster than him in a straightaway. I want to say I gotta be, right? With all the upgrades. So what this really is a matter of is, can I beat him down this backside straight before we get, and hit my brakes early enough to safely enter turn 1. Oh, I took it too far. So he gave me the outside in move. So Hooligan, are you done for the night, or are you taking a break and then going back to live streaming? So it was my first time, so I could get get enough of. Come on, no. To get enough for trying to keep up with chat in the midst of this racing game. Oh, man. And I, for one, the one who keeps coming around and going, is this a straightaway? I need to catch up on chat. Come on, Smokey. Alright, I'm going to hit the pause on this real quick. It was my first time, so I could get 10 rounds before my team wasn't strong enough to keep up. Gotcha. He wasn't strong enough. So better team today overall? I know it seems like I've overheard you guys talking about kind of fluctuating team quality in a lot of those games as you progress more and more so through the progression model. So Hooligan says, my Wednesday streams are shorter than normal weekdays. My new schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 to 10 or 11. Wednesday is only 7 to 9. With weekends, I put in 8 to 12 hours of sleep. Gotcha. Team as the characters you buy as you go round and round. Okay. Well, I think that has me having redeemed myself for all the races in that championship where I was only able to place. Oh boy. What is this thing doing? Oh, okay, it's waiting on me. Is that actually the event I'm supposed to do? I don't even really remember having paid attention to the chart. I know that that's... Pretty sure that song is a... How do I already have a gold medal in this race? And I'm going to wind up having to back out again because the whole purpose was, like I said, I got to check and make sure I have everything that I would need for this vehicle. Any good racing for PC? Any good racing games for PC you recommend? All of the generation, all of the 8th generation. Let me go back and read your question. Any good racing games for PC you recommend? Yeah, so for the most part, anything that is first party that has dropped on Xbox, racing game wise, they would have theoretically is already in the. Let me back up and try to answer your question better. So, Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon, that franchise, any of those that are on the Xbox One, or at least the vast majority of them, should also be available on PC. But what I will say, so you can, and if you've already bought them, then you could just go download it. So, if you bought physical copies, I think, of Formula One 2018 or 19, whatever the last one was. There's a new racing game out called Dirt 2.0. So any of the Forza Horizon series that most of those are also available on PC, and so you could definitely play those. Other good racing games on PC are definitely Project Cars and Project Cars 2. And then I would also say the Grid series. So Grid and Grid 2 by Codemasters would also be a good racing game on PC. So I'm not super crazy about this track. I'm also concerned. Said it's just under a mile, so. So, are there any racing games that you already play on PC, Hooligan? I don't know why I keep doing that. And this coffee is not having nearly the affected impact that I hoped it would. I guess I would also add to that notion of racing games. Blast it. Of racing games on PC. What was I going to say? Considering things like Redout, I tried Not My Car last weekend, Vehicular Battle Royale. Different, but didn't keep my attention long. I used to play NASCAR Heat and Dirt Track Racing a long time ago on PC. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Based on your description, I can't imagine that being interesting at all. Yeah, so NASCAR Heat used to be one of my favorite franchises to play on PC a while ago, a long time ago. And there was I think there was a NASCAR game, maybe for the original Xbox, from when EA owned that franchise, and so. Yeah, they're. Looting weapons in a car is. Yeah, and I mean, that's. Oh my gosh, dude. Man, I am really taking hard on energy level. Yeah, and I mean, essentially, the design concept of the game sounds problematic because it's trying to map, a game design paradigm, right, in terms of the battle royale looter shooter that was never intended, for a lot of other genres. So, yeah, like I said, I don't imagine. Blast nabbit. I don't imagine the description sounds like anything that would be that fun to play. I think a little bit of what's going on too is so one of the things I've added, oh man, is key lights, and they are great in terms of lighting. Um, Dead simple to use, take up much less space. Uh, I don't know why. I don't know why coming in at that speed is unmanageable for this vehicle. So yeah, but I think these key lights are also giving off a lot of heat. I think is also part of the problem. So I think I'm often I think when I go upstairs to set the thermostat, I'm always setting it as if it is 2 degrees cooler than it really is in this room with these key lights on. I think that's part of what I'm screwing up about setting up this space for a live stream. Because usually I try to be fairly meticulous about setting the temperature right because I know how I react and respond to it. I'm trying to think of some more racing games, Hooligan. Like I said, if you just go and pick up all those Microsoft games, um, plus, then of course you'll get additional, if you sign up for Xbox Live Gold, I guess, then, you'll get additional games for free each month. Yeah, these key lights are definitely giving off some heat, so I'm probably going to need to, after this, run upstairs and make an adjustment on the thermostat. Oh my gosh, I didn't catch that this was 3 laps. I was completing the second one, and I was like, prepping to celebrate, but looks like I've got at least this session and one more full session to put some work in to round this out. My son has Xbox, so I loot his account on my PC. Or maybe it's I load his account on my PC. Yeah. That's a good solution or approach. Although I think they've expanded and loosened up some of the constraints on family sharing. And again, I don't know all those rate structures off the top of my head. Engine blipping itself trying to get up the hill. Boy. Oh man, this track is so long. Really would have preferred this to have been a 2-lap race. Oh, do I have somebody making a run? Well, yes I do. So I think if I make it through this with a completion, I think I may take a break and reinvestigate what the room temperatures are set at around the house and. So Hooligan says, I asked because I wanted to do a sports. Alright, so I'm not going to wreck while I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I asked because I want to do a sports-themed stream weekly, so racing, FIFA bowling, and seasonal sports games. Yeah, there's definitely plenty of racing games to play on PC. And really it's more a matter of if you find the right one that may may remove the. I don't know. It's nice to have options. I guess is what I'm trying to come around to say. Okay, I do believe I'm getting close to the end of the course, though, so I can just hold it together and pull out the win, and that will definitely be a positive. Yep, one car is close on. That might be a problem, depending on how. Now, what I don't know. But yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I mean, I used to do like a racing themed week on my live streams where I would play nothing but racing games throughout the week. So doing a theme around levels definitely sounds like a good idea. Oh boy. So some really atrocious load times on this game. Yeah, well, again, I think those sound like all good ideas and a way to differentiate what you're putting out there. And so yeah, I am going to take a quick break, and then I will be right back. I'm not even going that far away, just trying to get up and stretch my legs a little bit. So hang tight. I should be back in 2 to 5 minutes.
Hostile defeated. Copy that. Napalm strike inbound. Stoker out. KIA.
Right now, I'm fixed in place, just trying to build my fortifications and hope that I can call in artillery quick enough to deflate some of this resistance. Tank buster.
Negative, Bannon. You're to stay and fight. Do you copy? Say again, Eagle 6. I read you one by one. Damn it. I'm ordering you to stay in position, Bannon. Casualties. Withdrawing. Bannon out. Enemy is KIA. Not good, Parker. You should have dealt with those mortars. Now they'll just make
I did deal with the
for
mortars.
someone else. Bannon. Come in, Charlie 6. God damn it. This is Eagle 6 to all units. Pull back to the town square. I repeat, pull back to the town square. We have to tighten our defense.
I don't know if that's...
They're everywhere. They'll slaughter us. We have to get out of here. Take up defensive positions, Bannon. That's a direct order. But sir, we can't hold.
I don't know if that was a scenario that you were just
If you run,
designed
I'll shoot you myself.
were
Now,
designed to lose. No. I still have artillery available. Oh, why is that not blasted? Try and bring some fire down to cover our retreat.
I just got a call from our mortar detachment. They're under attack near the research facility. Aid them if possible.
Ah. Defend the town square. I believe this is all I have to do. Move over here to this point to start building some fortifications. I don't know that that actually did anything. Drop the tank busters here. Getting really aggravated at these two tanks, which seems to like not be able to be destroyed. So for streaming gear this morning, I am using the Blackmagic Designs web presenter. to take the HDMI input in from the laptop and convert it to something that is usable by OBS.
If we lose this town, we lose the entire coast. We have to halt Ivan's advance at all costs. Stay in position, everyone. Fight them off.
I feel like I'm just not able to not apply my artillery very effectively. Where's that airstrike? Come on.
Come on, you commie bastards! Come on and die! Spare us your comments, Bannon.
Did it say air to airstrike? Man, these seem like pretty. Oh! Did not realize that I had additional units available through reinforcement points. Heavy artillery barrage.
Copy that. Heavy artillery barrage inbound.
Where? I don't know where they dropped.
Hurry up with those orders. Target area got hit hard.
I thought I brought down. I think it was really hard to track where the blessed drop zone is exactly. Oh, it looks like where those other APCs went. And lose that?
Well, if they make a determined attack, we won't be able
Wow.
to hold out for long. How far out are you?
Only a few miles, but we're having trouble with Soviet scout units.
Well, don't be too long, or we won't be here when you arrive. This is Eagle 6. They're coming from all directions. Check your ammo and mark your targets.
Should have changed my drop zone. This is really looking desperate. Not very positive. What is this? There's a cluster bomb. Let's change the drop zone to here. Alright, what's up everybody? I'm back. Hopefully, well, two things. First of all, I'm putting myself on watch notice that I may be just too exhausted, like I mentioned, to go through to till midnight, so I may be looking at shutting the stream down early, maybe at 11. We'll just see how things go. Oh, no. This is 3 laps. Great. Yeah, this is one of these things where one of the things I don't like about Gran Turismo 5 is when you complete a race, it sends you back out to the beginning and gives you the start option without necessarily reminding you that you've actually completed the event once already. Yeah, this says that I already completed this. And that's with the Yaris race. Alright, so I did that. Lightweight K Cup. So let's see. Daihatsu Copen Detachable Top 02. Copen Detachable Top 02. Yeah, okay. So it did give me the extra ducats for actually finishing that 3-race bundle. Ah, 2 vehicles gifted. So Hooligan, are there any of those other sports games that you want to have in the weekly sports themed live stream? I mean, so do you have game versions of each of those sports that you call out? Racing, FIFA, bowling, football, football and baseball. Civic SIR 2 from 1991. All right. Oh boy. No. Yeah, no, I don't actually want to practice. So I guess where I still am is trying to figure out what all do I need to do to gold all of these events. I come back around to the lightweight K Cup. So I'm hoping the iced coffee will fight off part of my sense that it is warm down here. See if that hypothesis is correct. I think that was it. Daihatsu Copen Active Top 92. I don't know what the heck that whole name is, but... Okay, so those are the requirements up there. No, I don't want to be in here having to try and sort and figure out who's... So it turned out that I had already done the license test that I'd want to do on this level. So I think I'm still struggling to figure out what exactly has not been done. So I need to play this lightweight K-Cup. So I'm not entirely understanding. To enter lightweight K-Cup, see Copen Active Top 02. Yep, this is not where I want to spend time. I probably only have about 11 minutes left of the live stream, so I'm trying to figure out what all I can get done for that singular block of time. It's not particularly going well. So I'm going to once again take a look at this lightweight K-Cup. Daihatsu Copen Active Top 02. Okay. And I have enough money that I should be able to go out and purchase that car. So since it's an 02, hopefully it's used. But again, I don't know how to search through here. Yeah, I don't know. So I can't find it in used cars. This is a Daihatsu. Okay. But it's neither one of those vehicles that I prescribed was usable in these events. So I can't even buy the car to get into the K-Cup. And I guess for this one, they just want it to be a cap and gore. Jeez. Looking right at my phone. Alright guys, well I apologize, I'm just having a rough time, again probably due to lack of sleep, figuring out exactly what events are open and which ones I can do. So the problem with this lightweight K-Cup is I don't think I have anything that can run it. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back. Maybe I'm going to go buy one of those Daihatsus anyway. See if that shakes anything free. Nah. I'm not even sure how I got another. Alright, well, look, folks, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down early and try and figure out how I'm going to manage my schedule and sleep better. So, thanks everybody for joining in. Hooligan, thanks so much for swinging by and hanging out. I do very much appreciate it. My apologies. I was not able to make the live stream more exciting. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna review this and post and kind of get some thought to how to change the process. And then hopefully I'll be back on tomorrow night. So thanks so much everybody for joining in tonight. That's gonna do it for me. I'm out.